Good morning, good afternoon. Mick Ruby here from MUFC Realist TV. I hope you have a fantastic morning wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to MUFC Realist TV and the Transfer Corner. Now guys, for you that started to follow us or a new member, you might have realized that on Monday we kicked off the transfer season with the Striker Corner, where me and Jarvis Coocker did a massive podcast covering all the confirmed strikers from Erik Ten Hag, as we know. And of course we know that Erik Ten Hag is looking for two strikers. One is more of a prolific striker that is on the range of 26 and upwards, and the obvious targets, as been reported and mentioned, is Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen and Lautaro Martinez. But what is more exciting for us is talk about the understudied target that Erik Ten Hag is also looking at. The more rotational target that can learn the trades while we have an Osimhen or Kane or let's say Lautaro Martinez that can come off the bench and offer something different. So for us it's more interesting to talk about a striker that not many people know about, and that is Rasmus Hojlund. Please sit back, relax, take a sip on your coffee, and we will be back in 10 seconds.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Once in a blue moon, there's always that generational talent that pops up in the grassroots, and this is something that really excites me as intermediate that works in the grassroots leagues as well for many years. And we're talking about Rasmus Hojlund. Who is Rasmus Hojlund? This is a name that keeps popping up on every person's lips, but Rasmus Hojlund's career is not that long-lived, to be honest. He started off at FC Copenhagen in Denmark, as Rasmus Hojlund is Danish. He's 20 years of age, his preferred foot is left foot, and he's been described as the next upcoming Erling Haaland. A little bit rough around the edges, but there's plenty development in that tank, in that boy's abilities, and that is the reason why Erik Ten Hag really wants Rasmus Hojlund to join Manchester United. Now, Hojlund hasn't been that long in the market, to be honest. He made his first team appearance in FC Copenhagen in the season 2020. Then from there he went on to make 13 appearances with Sturm Graz in the Bundesliga, where he scored 6 goals and provided 1 assist. Then he debuted in Atalanta. He was picked up in August 2022, so he made his first debut September 1st 2022 as a substitute versus Torino at only age of 19 years of age in 209 days. So far in Serie A, Rasmus Hojlund has appeared in 31 competitions with 8 goals and 2 assists, and there's a lot of people that's been woken up to see that this boy is the next star in the making. That's why people are like to comparing with Erling Haaland. He's not really that strong as Erling Haaland in his finishing, but there's likes for likes comparison, and that is why Erik Ten Hag would like to have him as a second striker. Stick around, because me and Jarvis will look further into his strengths, his details, and why Erik Ten Hag wants him in terms of his characteristics. Jarvis, I have a little bit surprise for you. Just emerged on the target, which everyone was talking about, but it's actually true. This fella is on the list.
Ooh.
Rasmus Hojlund, to be honest. And this is a dream scenario. This is something that we numerous been talking among the fan base to say, hey, get a Harry Kane and get a younger striker, get 2 strikers. Well, guess what? It's hot on the plate. He is on the radar. They're very much interested. Rasmus Hojlund, young striker, 20 years of age, Danish international, up and coming. His market evaluation is about 35 million, and he plays for Atalanta. He's had a pretty good season, debut season. I think it was, right? He came from Germany.
Yeah, that's right.
But he's got a release clause on 40 million euros. which is something that United has been tempted to look at as a number 2 striker, as an upcoming striker. But there's a little bit twist in that as well, which I want to come down to later as a disclaimer. So let's look at Hojlund in certain ways. Now, for me, he ticks all the boxes, right? He's young, up and coming, somebody that can play second striker fiddle, that not expected to start every game. Different type of striker, like, because you will never have the like for like striker. Like, if one goes off, you have the same with the same attributes, right? If you want to change the game, you will change with a different type of attribute. So if you look at his overall strength and weaknesses, I need to go to say that Jarvis, unfortunately, his weaknesses is holding up the ball is not so strong. He's very, very weak. He says it. Not very, very, but it's very weak. His defensive contribution is weak. So this is what I'm talking about, that if you get somebody like Kane or, Martinez, they have those weaknesses. But this is a guy that can come in and change the game when you need it. Like, 15 minutes, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like somebody can poach your goal because his dribbling is very strong. Hojlund's style of play, he likes to dribble. He's a very good counter-attacking threat, and he doesn't dive into tackles. I don't know much about this geezer, to be honest. He's Danish, fellow Scandinavian like us. But if you look at his, overall stats in Serie A, he scored 8 goals in Serie A. It's not bad, really. 2 assists in Serie A. Yeah. Europa Nations League for Denmark, 0. Bundesliga, he scored 3 goals because he came from Bundesliga, right? Champions League goals, 1 goal, right? Coppa Italia, 1 goal. So in total average, 18 goals, 2 assists. So that's not bad, actually.
That's not bad.
For a 20-year-old.
For a 20-year-old, that's the positive. He's young. He could be our number 2 striker for many years and develop and learn the game. What I like about him, he's tall, he's big, he's 6'3". He's 192 centimeters. So that will suit. That will suit Ten Hag. He likes tall strikers. We have had the Haller, Weghorst, and others big strikers. So that's what Ten Hag prefer. And another thing is,
how is his aerial abilities?
His aerial abilities is well, I wouldn't say it's off the roof, but he's tall, so it should score a couple of goals on his head.
So was Weghorst. He didn't hit the
target. But what I like about him, is one of his biggest attributes statistically is progressive passes received. So he's kind of like Haaland. He always starts. You just have to send him the ball and he will start.
Yeah.
So in a link up with Bruno Fernandes, he will probably fit our team really well.
True.
Because he likes to go on counter attacking runs. So he will always be there.
You see, this kind of, when you look at it, and now you kind of understand what Erik ten Hag is looking for, right? Number 2 striker, there's totally different attributes. That can be somebody. There's another thing also that's not on the list, and I know that United's scouting department are in love with this guy. They've been scouting him heavily, and that is Benjamin Sesko, right? Same attributes, tall striker. I know that Ten Hag likes tall striker. What you mentioned, the Haller type, right? What he did with the Ajax, turning Haller to a world-class striker almost in Ajax, but not world-class, but a goal-scoring machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do so well in the Premier League, but when it came to Erik ten Hag, oh my God. Ten Hag is a tracksuit manager. He's not just a manager, he's somebody that we've seen develops player. Yeah. So for me, this is astute. Like, if this is happening, like, if we're getting, a first-class striker and then an understudy, it's perfect. Perfect. We have rotation, right? Because I certainly believe that Martial is on the list, on the out, with trying to look for a suitors, and that's what I mentioned. There could be a possible solution to offer, a swap deal, kind of for Osimhen.
Yeah.
Yep. Napoli.
You can try that.
Take our Martial, we take you, and we give you some money in between. So that's a good deal, right? That's a very good deal. Now, young striker, you can get him for a cheap price.
Yeah, I think he fits what Ten Hag's want to do with the striker. I think he's young. He can be up and coming, and he's not too big to sit on the bench.
40
So
million. 40
40
million.
million, yeah. I think he's, I would say 50% at the moment, but I think it will be more after a couple of weeks.
50. I agree. 50%. We will see. 50% though. Guys, viewers, please engage with us by dropping your percentage chance, your Hotimeter, what you think, how we will end up in the summer, what Erik Ten Hag should get based on the information that you received today. This is we're going to update this on weekly basis, basically as we progress, as we're getting closer and closer. Of course, that Hotimeter is going to go up or down, but this has been a fantastic way to sort of break it down a bit. And we started off, Jarvis, with looking in the overall budget, and also for an educational purpose that nobody's actually talking about is the homegrown talent quota. And then we looked into the players per se, per statistics, and how they fit Erik Ten Hag's playing style and the reason why they are on the list.
Yeah.
Next thing what we're going to do, Jarvis, is the midfields. That's going to be interesting. It's going to cause a lot of debates, and will Frankie be on it? Will Frankie not be on it? We see. But guys, it's been a fantastic morning. It's been Mick Ruby here. This has been Jarvis Coocker. And don't forget to smash the like and subscribe if you want. It's optional. Join the community as well. We look forward to engage with you further, and for the next podcast, which will be the midfields, and then we will cover the defensive area. And then what we tend to do is just to mash it up together as a one big thing. That's what we're going to do this summer. Jarvis, any final words? Are you happy with this Ten Hag's striker list? And by the way, who will be your? I forgot to ask you the question. If you were Ten Hag, which striker will you go for and why?
If I was Ten Hag?
Yes. Ten Jarvis.
Yes. No, I think we need a player. I don't think we need a striker who will always score goals. I think we need a more like a playmaker striker. My personal favorite is Koulibaly, the way he plays in Germany. I think is it the Frankfurt he plays. He's really good. He has like 15 assists and 15 goals during a 30-game period. So it's like the mix between both. And the closest thing on this list is Kane. So if I could choose, it would be Kane or Martinez. But I won't sit on the fence. So, okay.
I don't mind Kane. Personally, I don't mind Kane. I'm very objective in this matter. I cannot tell. But I'm certainly like Lautaro Martinez, based on the Latin flavor, the passion, what we've seen, the great mix in the team. Harry Kane, I can understand. Look at his age. From an intermediate perspective, there's money to be made. Whoever is handling that's his brother and some other intermediates. I'm not going to mention. There's money to be made on Harry, but if you look at it from a short-term perspective, makes sense if you want to win something fast. But if you look at a longer-term perspective, you get more years out of likes of Hojlund. If you get Hojlund and Kane, yes, 100%. But I don't know about Victor Osimhen. For me, it's too expensive, not so proven. But yet again, the Premier League proven is a myth as well. Ten Hag wasn't Premier League proven. Bruno wasn't Premier League proven. They came first season and hit the ground running. So that's kind of debunks the myth in a way. But I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting summer transfer window, and I'm sure there's going to be more targets coming up by the media and stuff as I don't know, anybody from the relegation. I don't know. I don't see anything.
No. Maybe we get Vardy.
Vardy. He's going to retire, I think.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy. Poor Leicester,
No.
poor Jamie Vardy. And it's tragedy what happened to Leicester with the owner helicopter crash. And, you know, it's the pride and joy of Thailand. Like, you know, I live 6 months in Thailand. Everywhere I go, like, you know, King Power stores, you see this Leicester's, they're proud. But actually, Manchester United is so huge, the fan base in Thailand. Like, you know, they're very huge. So, guys, it's been a fantastic podcast morning, and we will give you back today. It's been Mick Ruby and Jarvis Coocker. See you later. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.